Hi, everybody. Welcome to today's edition of the Gamut Network. I am here today with some amazing guests. I am so excited for you to get to know this incredible young woman, Codi, and her mom, Jen, to talk about some of the incredible things that she's doing. So, hello, how are you? It's nice to have you on the show.
Thank you. Nice to see you.
So let's start, Codi and Jen, pretty much from the beginning. Can you tell us a little bit, Jen, about Codi and her early journey?
Codi's now 14 years old, but she was born with a very traumatic brain injury. We just had a rough birth, and resulting in cerebral palsy. The official diagnosis was hypoxic ischemic encephalopathy, which basically means lack of oxygen to the brain. So she spent the next 41 days in the NICU. She didn't have a suck-swallow reflux. She had extreme seizures. She ended up having a gastrostomy tube put in so that she could eat. And yeah, it was just a crazy time. She was a full-term baby and very healthy, so we weren't expecting it. So the transition into that, we were really thrown into the world of what disability is, with how to get her the best care possible. And as our journey continued, how to make sure that we were advocating for her to get what she needed, as well as now that she's older, making sure that she knows how to advocate for herself.
I love that. And is Codi first, only, second? Where is she in the order?
She's my only birth child. I do have a stepdaughter who lives in Alaska, which is where Codi was born.
Oh, how cool.
She's quite a bit older. She's 12 years older than Codi, and she has 2 kids. So Codi's an aunt.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. An aunt at 14. That's pretty exciting. and I do want to just spend a minute talking about being a new parent at the time, and as you said, being kind of thrust into this world, as I can certainly empathize with that. As Oliver was also a full-term baby, no issues, no warning signs whatsoever, and he was born with a rare form of muscular dystrophy. And it has really been, I learn every day still about what it's, the trials and tribulations of a mom of a child with a disability. And I've made some really big mistakes. I think I've had some great successes, but if there's something that you could share before we dive into Codi, maybe for other mothers out there that are just starting their journey and are a little in that what is life going to be like phase?
That's a great question. And for me, I was 38 when Codi was born, or just about 38. And so I'm thankful for that I was a bit older, that I had kind of gotten all of the things I needed to out of my system at a younger age, so that I could completely focus on her and what she needed, and was able to actually finish my master's degree.
Amazing.
with a 3-year-old on her feet, or a 3-month-old with a feeding tube as she was laying on my chest. So that was an interesting experience. And I would say to other moms is, don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to ask for persons who have gone with this. And I'm so thankful in our community right now that we're kind of the old ones. And so we have a lot of younger moms coming to us and saying, well, what do we do with this, with her feeding tube? Or what doctor do you go to? Or, we tried, Codi's been on Charlotte's Web CBD for 5 years. She was one of the first kiddos in the state of Colorado to be on that for her seizure control.
Amazing.
Don't ask questions and realize that someday you might feel like a superhero, and some days you want to hide under your pillow. And that's okay.
Very sage advice. And I still feel that way every day. I'm not, sure what it's going to bring, but the support and being able to ask for help, I couldn't agree more, is definitely a wonderful course of action. But we're here really to get to know Codi. So let's turn it over to you, beautiful young girl. And before we start, a special shout out, because it's Spirit Day at Redlands Middle School. And I see that's the shirt that you're wearing proudly. I love it. Codi, can you tell us a few of your favorite things to do?
I'm going to turn this around too, so you can see her communication device here.
I love it. Thank you for that.
My name's Codi. I'm 14 and in 8th grade. I love to make TikTok videos.
The hotel one.
Dance parties are my favorite.
That's okay. You're doing good. Gonna go to the last two. Yeah, you know.
I like to take fancy pictures with my friends. I'm making a website for my t-shirt and mask business.
That is amazing. I mean, look at all of those things that you do is absolutely incredible. And as I shared with you before the interview, that I also love to make TikToks when my children allow me, and they, tell me I'm really not that good. So I'm actually trying to practice. Maybe you could give me some tips on how to make a good TikTok. So I know that you also, beside all of that,
oh no,
who isn't tired? have actually built an inclusive hotel, or that's something that you're working on. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Mom, maybe you can join in.
Yeah, so about, I don't know, maybe 4 years or so ago, we were in Denver at the Children's Hospital and we got snowed in. The hotel was, or the airport was closed, everything was closed. And we realized that our hotel that we were staying in wasn't as accessible as we thought it was. So Codi decided to take things into her own hands. So she designed over the next probably 3 months, an accessible hotel. And each room had a different theme. And there was over 100 different rooms that she came up with. And she drew out what it should look like, named it. We had to go to Home Depot and get paint samples so she could coordinate each color of each room. And some of the designs were depending on what was going on in her stage in her life. It really reflected a lot of things like that. But also a lot of them were like a lift where you take from the bed into the restroom, or really actual accessible type things that would help her and other people out. A sensory room, and then there was a Grinch room because it was around Christmas time.
What happens in the Grinch room?
Is there Christmas presents? You don't know.
We'll figure that out.
So we actually went to the business incubator here in our community and spoke with them and spoke with the Chamber of Commerce just to kind of give her an idea of what a business plan is and how we start working for that. So she was probably 9 or 10 when we started thinking about this as a business. Then we got a great opportunity from another friend of ours who works, he does a lot of media. His name is Brett, and he does a website called Brett Approved, which is a travel website to help people learn about what types of buildings and things or venues, events are accessible.
Love that.
And he got Codi, we actually met with him down in Tucson a few years ago, and we did a little run through of the hotel that we were at. And he wrote a blog about her saying that she was a young entrepreneur. And
Codi Lee?
Pardon me?
Codi, who was on our show?
Codi was
traveling with Codi?
No, yeah. That would be, we want to travel with Codi.
Yeah, who doesn't? I love it. Amazing.
Go to Costa Rica with Corey Lee last year, and we weren't able to do that because of COVID. But so our friend Brett with his website put her on there. And then a month ago, through his connections at Arizona State University, we were able to talk with some students who are trying to design a universal design hotel. So they wanted to hear our ideas and things we've encountered throughout our travels, because that's something we certainly love to do, is travel.
And I'm so proud of you, Codi, because it is something that it really is a business opportunity for traveling and for hotels to be able to be accessible to everyone to come and enjoy their hotel. And if it's not, then they're cutting themselves off from a huge part of the population. So it's amazing at such a young age that you realized what needed to be done to make it more accessible for everyone. So I'm so excited to see. I will definitely be one of the first people to stay in your hotel when you build it. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Good. And I'm going to wear something amazingly fabulous, and we'll take pictures together, because I know that you like to dress up and take pictures. Is that good?
Yeah.
Good. So, actually, if people want to get in touch with you and ask maybe more questions or find out about the website that you're starting, Codi Life Store, what's the best way to connect with you? Is it social media?
Yeah, social media is good. Codi also has a YouTube channel. It's called Codi's Life, CODI''S capital Life. We did a TED Talk this past March, and you can look up that. It's actually on TED.com. It was a local TEDx talk, but it was selected to be put on TED.com.
So exciting.
We talk about how technology enables her to live her life to the fullest, and we want to continue doing that. We're actually doing a lot of advocacy work here in Colorado to help with legislation to make sure people with disabilities or all abilities have access to the technology that they need. So those are two ways that you can look things up. And then social media, I have a Facebook page. It's Jennifer McWilliams Mendenhall. And then Codi has one, Codi Mendenhall. Does yours have a different name? Oh, just Codi Mendenhall with an I.
Amazing.
So yeah, we would love to have people contact us. We do a lot of networking and just trying to bring people together who have their abilities.
I think that that's really the root of how we're going to make change happen, right? If we do it together. And that's really one of the driving forces of having the Gamut Network and being able to share all of your amazing stories. But before we go, I'd like to ask all of my guests one final question. And that's about the power of a vision board or dreams or hopes or manifesting what you want to happen in your life. I think I know the answer to this, but if we got to peek onto Codi's vision board, what would we see? What would be the wish?
I want to build my hotel.
I love it. And a hotel you will build. And I think you need to call it the Codi. Like it couldn't be a cooler name for a hotel. The Codi Hotel.
Yeah, the Codi?
Like everybody who's anybody is going to want to stay at the Codi. And it'll be a chain around the world. I can't wait. I'm so excited. I'm already envisioning what I'm wearing to the opening.
Oh, she's texting you a chat here real quick.
Okay.
Codi loves any kind of technology. If you ever need help, well, like with tech talks or whatever, the TikToks, but she just blows me away every day of how she's able to navigate her technology.
It's unbelievable. And I do need help. So thank you. Codi, you could be the official IT of Gamut Management. I cannot thank you both enough for being on the show. It was so wonderful to meet you. And I look forward to seeing and staying in the Codi.
Call Codi. She calls herself the texting queen.
Oh, yes. Wonderful. I can't wait to text the texting queen. So thank you.
Thank you very much.
If you would like to be on the Gamut Network, please email us at talent@gamutmanagement.com to tell us why you'd be a great guest. Please also don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at the Gamut Network, as well as follow us on social media at Gamut Management. Thank you, Codi. Thank you, Jen.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, bye.